How hard is it to do accents? Well, just for example, I was just going up to Scotland the other day. Well, I was traveling up to Glasgow, and then traveling, of course, seemed to see if I could travel from Glasgow to Edinburgh, like trying not to forget up and like trying to see like learn about all the history of like Scotland as a culture, and like playing golf up there, playing around the bagpipes and stuff. It sounds like it's a lot of fun up there. Actually, I haven't been to Scotland myself, but I'll definitely give it a shot up there. And then traveling from there to Ireland, for example, like going for a pint of Guinness at the pub, trying the food up there, from the Irish stew to the spice bag, learning about the history of like cultures of Ireland, from the Blarney Stone to exploring the 40 Clovers, and of course hearing about the stories about the leprechauns, for example. Then traveling from there, going to England, London to be more specific, exploring like Trafalgar Square and Buckingham Palace, all the different parts of London up there, and then specifically going to East London, like having the jellied eels, even though I've heard mixed results about that kind of thing. And then of course going down to Liverpool, for example, where the Beatles recorded their studios, going down Abbey Road, for example, and then traveling from there, going up to America, LA, for example, like going down to see Disneyland, going down to Universal Studios, those kind of places up there. I mean, LA would be awesome, like seeing, as I said, Disneyland, of course, Universal Studios, Santa Monica Pier, and then traveling up to New York City, for example, Brooklyn to be more specific, like, exploring like my Italian heritage if I ever had one, and, learning about having a $1 slice, going down the Bronx, and just hearing about the history of like New York and all that kind of stuff. And then going up to Chicago, for example, like, going to try the beef where the Bears filmed and stuff. I haven't been up there myself personally, but I would definitely give it a shot up there. And then traveling all the way from there, going down to Texas, like, trying like the Texas barbecue up there. I mean, it sounds absolutely fantastic. Going down to see the local music scene of Texas and Tennessee, for example, like where Nashville is, which is the home of country music in the States and stuff. And then traveling all from there all the way back to Australia, where, the Sydney Opera House, got Uluru, all those places. And a big part of Australia, it's one of the most diverse countries in the world. So back to the first question, not hard at all, actually, if you put the practice in. Just like any muscle, you got to train it. If you don't train the muscle, it ain't gonna happen.